Hello, friends, and welcome to Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live. This is a weekly show that we talk about sports. I'm your host, Andy Kretzinger. Hello, friends. My audio's on. Why'd you guys tell me to turn off my audio? That screwed up that whole shtick I was doing. What's up, everybody? Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk, powered by Fairway. This is my co-host, Hunter Moeller. Hello, Hunter.
How you doing today?
Good. My name's Andy Kretzinger. We got Alex Snyder on the ones and twos. As I said, we're powered by Fairway, as well as all of the ads that are seen here. Right now, we got Homegirl Realty on the screen that I accidentally forgot to mute. We are here to talk about some sports and some other things. I got Frankie Muniz staring me in the face for some reason on that random screen right there. I assume it's his birthday.
Yep.
But I'm not going to assume anything. And we're just talking about Bryan Cranston. Oh, I accidentally said something about Bryan Cranston previously on the show, and I think there's a muted video of me saying it. If you can figure out what I was saying about Bryan Cranston, I'll give you a shout out on next week's show. There you go. Anyway, we're going to talk about some sports. Let's talk about a little basketball. Hunter, I give you a job. I have a story to tell when it's my turn to talk basketball, but it's your turn to talk basketball. We're going to talk some Mount Pleasant Panthers.
Now I'm intrigued about your story.
Yes, just remind me.
So obviously Mount Pleasant suffered that loss in the first game of the season to Cedar Rapids, Washington. Huge bounce back last Friday in their first Southeast Conference matchup of the season. Picked up a 65-53 win over Burlington. Burlington's one of the better teams in the conference. So huge win for the Panthers, and as I mentioned, bounce back win for them. As we expected, really tight through the first two quarters. Let's see here. Mount Pleasant, in the first half, it was. Hold on, let me pull it up here. Sorry. Trying to do a couple things at once. Music? No, you're good. Oh. First half was a tight one. Burlington kind of had the edge in that first half. A real physical game. Particularly, Peyton Higgins was getting hammered about every time he went to the paint.
They running Jordan rules on him? Or you
seemed
just
like
hit
it.
him twice?
It seemed like it. No, real physical game. But Second half really made the difference. Burlington led after the first quarter, 15-11. Huge second quarter kind of propelled Mount Pleasant. Second and third quarter really made all the difference in this one. Mount Pleasant went on to outscore the Greyhounds 22-10 in the second half. Higgins shot a whopping 11 free throws through that second half there. So big quarter for him from the line. As I mentioned, about every time he drove to the paint, he was getting to the foul line. He went 15 for 20 from the line in this game. 29 points for him, game high, to lead him there. Kept up the momentum out of the break. 18-9, they outscored the Burlington in that third period. And then really in the final quarter there, Burlington did end up pulling within, I think, 7, I believe, as close as they got. And then, the Panther lead was pretty much too great. And they ended up Burlington ended up outscoring them 19-14 in that final quarter. But down the stretch, they hit their free throws and, did what they needed to do. So huge win for Mount Pleasant, picking up that first Southeast Conference victory as they're looking to go back-to-back in the conference with the title.
There we go. Big win for the Mount Pleasant boys. How about the ladies? They had a pretty good start, right?
Yeah. A really good start in that one.
Did I say that too fast while you were pulling it up? He's like, no, that's okay. Andy's got me. He's going to talk more than 2 seconds.
Hold on one sec. No, I'm still pulling it up. It's loading. But off the top of my head, I can just go off the top of my head too.
Oh, wow.
In that one, Burlington, I would say, has one of the better players that we see in the conference this year. And Maya, how do you say her last name? I think it's Maya Steele or something like that.
There you go, sophomore.
Yeah, sophomore. She's a great player. Really contained her.
Is it Stifle?
I think it's Stifle. Really contained her in the first 2 quarters. Great defense by both teams. Burlington scored 9 in the first quarter, Mount Pleasant 8. Huge second quarter by the Panthers, 12-8. They outscored Burlington, gave them a 20-17 lead heading to the half. But really, Burlington really turned it on in that second half and kind of I mean, it was kind of crazy to watch. It seemed like everything was falling for Burlington in the second half. Outscored the Panthers 45 to 18 in that second half there. So, tough loss for them, 62-38. So, really just a huge turnaround in that one. What seemed like it was going to go the Panthers' way really just kind of turned into a Burlington runaway. So yeah, they're 0-1 to start in the conference play, and they'll be still looking for their first win on the season as well. Actually, I lied. They did pick up their first win. I should have mentioned this with the boys.
They did.
So I might as well just jump into it. The boys and girls both hosted West Burlington. They both played West Burlington at home on Saturday. The boys fell to West Burlington 56-54.
A crazy game.
Go check out that YouTube video on that one because that was an insane ending. Burlington hit a three with about I think 12 seconds left. 12 seconds left
like that.
And then Mount Pleasant had a chance to take the lead, and then West Burlington got a defensive stop, got the rebound with about 0.1 second left. Pretty much at that point, it doesn't matter as soon as you touch the ball, it's pretty much game over.
Yeah.
So Burlington escapes there. And then on the girls' side, they pick up the win over West Burlington. So the first win of the season, 48-29 over the Falcons there. So Mount Pleasant does have their first win on the season. Still looking for this first Southeast Conference win, though.
Yep. And they've got they've got a tough one. I'm pretty sure Mount Pleasant's got Fort Madison on Friday. So
Yep.
One of the tougher teams. And speaking of area girls basketball and Southeast Conference girls basketball, the Washington Demons hosted the defending Southeast Conference champion Keokuk Chiefs. This was off of one night after a nice little comeback win against Grinnell. Washington had beaten Grinnell 40-36, so they were on a 2-game winning streak coming into this Keokuk game. Anyone who's been paying attention to girls basketball in the Southeast Conference knows that Keokuk is the perennial power. They sit there and do the full court press the entire game. It works every single year. This year was the year where you thought Washington had a lot of talent coming back, that maybe they would give Keokuk quite the battle. They did for about a quarter, and in that first quarter, when I think Washington had figured out Keokuk's press, nothing was going in. They scored 9 points, but they had so many open shots, 3-pointers. They just rattled out. And as usual, so that was 14-9 after the first quarter. As usual, as the game goes on, Keokuk's press just forces you get tired, start throwing it away, and they get steal after steal, layup after layup. And once again, Keokuk over Washington 60-32. It's been a while since the Demon girls have beaten Keokuk. In fact, 2014 was the last time that Washington beat Keokuk in girls basketball, and that number is pretty similar for a lot of teams. I know you saw Keokuk fall in Mount Pleasant last year in a classic, but if I have to go back and see what Keokuk's girls basketball record is the last 10 years, pretty darn good. They got a new coach, new girls that had to step up this year. Didn't matter. Very, very good team there in Keokuk, and in that girls basketball game, we'll get the leading scores here because my phone has died. I forgot my phone was going to die. Adeline Long. This would be the night before against Grinnell, Adeline Long, Macy Williams, and Addison Miller each had 7 points to lead the team. And then on Friday, Adeline Long had 14 points. So she's really good at getting her. She didn't have a very good shooting day. She had a couple of little moves to get herself open for threes. It'll be really fun to see like Long and Hendrickson and the younger Washington girls, now that they've had a year of varsity experience, be able to come and kind of grow into. I think Washington's going to be a really good team. I just think that Keokuk is always super good.
Yep.
So a 1-1 Thursday, Friday for the Demons. They believe play on the road tonight. We're not going to be there.
Yeah,
they will be in Fairfield.
The Washington boys, just mentioned, they did pick up their first win of the season. I saw them on Tuesday, so it would have been after the show. They won 58-53 over Albia. So just
that would have been after the show. Yeah. And so the Washington boys have won.
Yep.
So there we go.
And the girls won as well.
And
the girls won against Albia as well, 53-41. So
like Washington.
So first, both picked up wins in their first games of the season.
Yeah. Yep. So And then the boys, Demon boys played Keokuk on Friday. I'll tell you what, this was the classic example of being in the first couple weeks of the season, and one team has a bunch of kids that played varsity last year. One team has a bunch of spots that they, are filling in for people who have graduated. Keokuk looked like the more kind of ready team, I guess, in the first half, and the Chiefs end up beating the Demons 64-37. I'll tell you what, Keokuk's got that sophomore post, Jackson Clark. He's big, tall. He scored 26. He had a 3 on him, and then their guards are really good. I think Keokuk is definitely one of the teams to beat in the Southeast Conference. Washington played all right in the second half. It was 37-13 at halftime, and it seemed like the first half was like a blink of an eye, and everyone just kind of looking around like, oh crud, what happened there? But Washington actually, they outscored them in the third quarter. They put a little run where it got down to like 17-18, where you kind of thought maybe Washington can start chipping away, but at that point it was they would have needed a huge run there. Drew Conrad, you had told me you watched Washington the week before, and you told me to watch out for Drew Conrad, that he was fun to watch. He definitely was. He had 11 in the loss. Nice quick guard there. And then Logan McDowell and Nick Stone. Nick Stone will probably be a name worth saying for a few years. The other freshmen, they both had 8. Rajon Roth and Kel Williams each scored 3. And then Washington, I know that they're playing tonight because Washington plays at Pella tonight.
Yep.
Which Pella is a tough
Pretty
team to
good.
play, no matter if you're girls basketball or boys basketball. It's never good when you ask the coach, like, who do you guys play on Tuesday? And they go, Pella.
Well, I forgot to mention, we didn't even mention who Mount Pleasant has tonight. The
Mount Pleasant boys.
reigning runner-up, Class 3A runner-up, Cedar Rapids Xavier.
Cedar Rapids Xavier.
It's going to be a tough one.
There have been some Mount Pleasant and Xavier games in the past few years. There was one where they're number 1 and 2 in Mount Pleasant a few years ago. They've had some battles. So I think that's good for Mount Pleasant. I think I said this last week, but the Mount Pleasant boys need to have those non-conference teams that are, big schools, they need to rise up, to that level. They're one of the favorites in the conference this year, so I think that's good to have a tough non-conference schedule. We'll see if they can give it a shot tonight. By the way, the story I was going to say, because we're talking about Fairway, we're powered by Fairway, and our good
Fairway,
friend, what?
You went to Fairway, didn't you?
No, that's not what this is about. But this is about. I was standing there taking pictures at the Washington game, and our good friend Josh Anderson, who's a sophomore at Washington, who does the wheelchair track races. He was taking pictures. He's doing some photography. He had his hand wrapped or his thumb wrapped up real tight. I was like, what? What happened there? Did it at work? I said, where you work at? Fairway. Guess what?
Oh, man.
Their employees, they get hurt, they just wrap it up, and they keep supporting
on going.
you, the customers. And I said, I better say something about it on Sports Talk.
We love that story.
That's right. They get hurt. It's like they're like athletes out there. That's why they sponsor our show. Wrap it up and get back to it. All right. Fairfield boys basketball.
We only saw Fairfield once last week. Well,
Yes,
I
you
saw
did.
the boys once last week.
Yes.
We'll just run through their kind of week. Took on Oskaloosa on Tuesday.
that one.
67-54. Fairfield boys pick up their first win of the season. I saw them on Thursday taking on Hillcrest Academy. One of the better 1A schools I'd say we cover. Dwight Gingrich always has his team in the mix, I feel like. Always well coached up there. And it kind of showed in this one. It was 10-10 after the first quarter. The second period made pretty much all the difference. Hillcrest started a 7-0 run at the beginning of the quarter between Seth Hours and Phoenix Anderson. And really, after that, never looked back. Ended up being a 20-9 quarter. Fairfield kind of struggled to score. Didn't score until the 3:50 mark in that second period there. Like I said, Hillcrest went on to outscore them 20-9, and then led 30-19 at the half. Fairfield did kind of battle back a little bit. Dropped some more points in. Their highest points of any quarter on the night in the third, 18. But Hillcrest pretty much almost matched it with 17 of their own. So kind of kept that lead there. The Ravens held the 10-point lead heading into the fourth. And then after that, Hillcrest won the fourth, which pretty much ended it there, 14-12. They won the fourth there for a 64-49 win over the Trojans. So tough loss for Fairfield there, but as I mentioned, Hillcrest Academy, one of the better 1A teams that we cover, and one of the I would say best coaches. In
Oh, yeah,
for
definitely.
sure, because as I
Definitely.
mentioned, Gingrich always has his team in the mix and playing
Yeah.
well. So, and then on Friday, the Trojans headed down to hostile Fort Madison. Always a hostile place to
The
play.
Hound Dome.
And a hostile in a negative connotation. It's just always loud in there. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe a little hot. No, I'm just kidding. it's always like a hostile environment for like, just.
It's loud.
You know what
It's
I mean.
a little darker than the
Yeah.
other gyms. It is.
Yeah.
It's a good home court advantage.
It's always like it seems. I don't know. It always seems a little loud. It's always extra loud in there. Basically,
Yeah,
what I'm
it's the way it's built. It's like right in the middle of the school.
Yeah. Sorry, any Fort Madison people. I'm not saying you're hostile, but I'm just saying.
Hunter hates Fort Madison. He always talks about it.
Hey, my dad went to Fort Madison, so. But Fort Madison, one of the better teams, mentioned kind of up there with Burlington, Mount Pleasant, going to be fighting for that. For that top spot in the SEC this year, 77-48 over Fairfield in this one. Outscored them pretty much in every quarter but the third, 16-10 in the first, 24-9 in the second. Fairfield did win the third, 17-14, but another big quarter in the fourth for Fort Madison, 23-12, led to that 77-48 victory for the Bloodhounds. So Fairfield's still searching for their first Southeast Conference win.
Yeah, there you go. By the way, I was at that Oskaloosa game. Riley Perkins went off in that on last Tuesday.
I remember you said
27
Sam
points.
Wheaton couldn't miss either from three.
Sam Wheaton scored 11 points in about 5 seconds. After I texted you he couldn't miss, he didn't make another basket until the fourth, I think. But there was a really funny moment where, he went off. He was making everything in the first quarter, and I just missed a picture of he put up a three, did not mean to bank it in. It banked in, and he gave one of these. He's like that, and I was grabbing my camera, and somebody got in the way, and I was like, that would have been a great picture.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like a for real Jordan shrug, except he was shrugging actually what's going on here?
How'd I do that?
Yeah. But Perkins had 27 that. So the girls, Fairfield girls had just as hard of a road here. Oskaloosa, pretty good in girls basketball. They beat them 58-29 last Tuesday, and then on Friday night they had to go to Fort Madison, and there's a team that can beat Keokuk in girls basketball. Those Keokuk Fort Madison games will be good this year. Fort Madison's pretty stacked. They pretty much controlled the game. They ended up winning 55-19. But Savannah Hollander knocks down a couple threes in there, scores 9 points. Maddie Martin with 5, and Grace Lyon with 3. She had a 3, so they were able to hit some 3-point shots. In fact, 3 for 4 from 3-point land for the Trojans. I'll tell you what, if I told you that one team was 3 for 4 from 3-point land and one was 2 for 19, you would think it was the 3 for 4 team that probably won that game, but that's not true. Anyway, so yes, and Fairfield plays at Ottumwa tonight. So Ottumwa is a little better in girls basketball. They only lost to Fort Madison the other day by 3 points. They got a pretty darn good defense. So a tough one again for the Trojans. A little Highway 34 rivalry. One of us will be there. One of us will be in Mount Pleasant. And Alex looked like
Yes, sir.
He's awake over there in his cool beanie.
Yeah.
And we're gonna send it over to him, and he's gonna send it to our sponsors. We'll be back with more basketball.
Federation Bank is a locally owned bank providing award-winning customer service. We believe that we are more than just a federation of banks, but a federation of communities, serving Brighton, Richland, Wellman, and Washington, Iowa. Federation Bank's highly skilled staff is here to make sure you are able to accomplish your personal and professional goals, whatever they may be. Federation Bank, your family bank.
Hospice isn't a place, it's a type of care that focuses on living. Servicing a 7-county area, the Hospice of Washington County staff of nurses, social work, hospice aides, spiritual and grief support, volunteers, music and massage therapists are able to provide free end-of-life care where the patient lives. We write wills, give consent for organ donation, but rarely is there a plan for what we would want the final phase of our lives. At Hospice of Washington County, we encourage our patients to be in charge of their healthcare decisions while maintaining quality of life.
Tammy takes the time and has the personal interest in each one of us. I don't worry about what's going to happen because I know my policy is taken care of.
She pulls what I need and puts it together, which is the program I get from her.
Every year she calls around September or so and says, there's changes again, and I'm going to do the best thing for you. It's been perfect. She does a great job.
At the Capper Auto Group, we put our customers' needs first and understand that everyone is as different as the vehicle they select. We offer new Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram vehicles in a friendly environment that puts you in the driver's seat. When it comes to service, we maintain factory-trained technicians and competitive pricing. The Capper Auto Group still believes that service after the sale provides the best customer experience. Come see the Capper experience for yourself.
I am Melissa Westfall with Homegirl Realty. Heather and Charlotte and I have worked together for many years, and we have always had a vision to have a business together.
I'm Charlotte Howard, and the good news is we bring a very high level of experience. We have a combined 80 plus years of experience in this real estate marketplace.
I'm Heather Merrick, and Homegirl Realty brings a lot of things to the table. We have phenomenal communication with our clients, buyers, and sellers to make sure things are going smoothly and you don't have anything to worry about.
Hope you everything up. Hello. We got a little distracted by what we have on the TV. No, just kidding. I was just going to stare at the TV for a while and see if you guys got mad at me. We're back, Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live, presented by Fairway, the only place where the employees just keep going if they hurt their finger. And
I love that.
And all the sponsors you can see right here. Like maybe the Five-Star Community Credit Union. It tricked me because it switched when I was reading the other one. Five-Star Community Credit Union, one of our great sponsors there. Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Hey, we're only what?
I forgot.
We're only like 7 months away.
That one. I forgot to switch that.
Oh, they're not sponsoring us anymore?
No. It's
Tony Starr, shout out.
Threshers Holiday Lights now.
Threshers Holiday Lights. Oh,
go check them out.
I'll tell you what. I'll make up for it right now. I went to the Holiday Lights on. It was great as usual. We go every single year. Well, but I will say one.
Did you do the walking one or?
We did the walking one. We will do the driving one when Santa comes.
We went the same day.
Yeah, we went the exact same day. Hunter and I did. I was there for about 5 hours because my 2-year-old just has this new thing where sometimes she wants to walk. So she wanted to walk, and 2-year-old walking through that thing. We got passed by so many people, and she just waddled right along. I got saved when she tripped and fell, and then she wanted to get picked up. Anyway, but yes, Mount Pleasant Holiday Lights, one of my favorite traditions. Wagon Wheel Bar and Grill, all you can eat like everything like every day. That's not true. Don't go in and say I said that. But Fridays they got tacos. I think they got wings one day. We're gonna talk a little small school boys basketball with Hunter Moeller.
How about some wrestling? Or wait, basketball. My bad.
Hunter's trying to change the. He's trying to change the.
Let's see if you caught it.
He thought that was after the second commercial.
Yeah, I got you.
But yeah,
we've
schedule.
We've got some, as you said, small school boys basketball, not wrestling. Yeah. We'll just run through it here. One of the hottest teams early in the season here, getting kind of. I've heard a lot of chatter about them. Keota picks up its 4th straight victory. Downs Iowa Valley 67-30. The Eagles held a commanding 39-18 lead at the half, and then only extended it from there on out. Won the 3rd and 4th at 28-12 combined. Sawyer Stout been having a heck of an early season. 24 points for him. Billy Kindred's 11. Pulled down 13 boards, and Aiden McGuire at 8 points, and Evan Vinito grabbed 11 rebounds as well. Winfield Mount Union playing without Cam Buffington in the early season. Still no problem for them. 2-0. 55-37 over Pekin. The Wolves led 31-14 at the half. Pekin did cut it down to 12 after the third, 44-32, but WMU closes out 11-5 in the fourth. Abram Edwards been having a heck of an early season as well, kind of leading them here without Cam. Him and when Cam gets in there, those two are going to be absolutely ridiculous as a 1-2 punch down low. Edwards 22 points, 14 rebounds. Jake Edwards 15 points, and Carter Lloyd 10. For Pekin, Will Adam and Jaden Wolver each had 10. Wolver grabbed 10 boards as well, and then Sven Dahlstrom finished with 9 points. Waco 1-1 on the season, lost to Holy Trinity in that first game of the season. Holy Trinity looking pretty good so far. Lost by a crazy buzzer beater. Go check that out if you can find it. I believe Varsity Bound might have posted it. Not to switch.
Holy Trinity, were they playing? Was that West Burlington?
Yeah, so they were playing West Burlington, and Holy Trinity hit a shot with 5 seconds left to take the lead.
And West Burlington,
and West Burlington called a timeout, and they ran like a little screen on the top, and Mason Watkins got the ball in the corner and fade away out of bounds, drilled it at the buzzer to win.
Wow.
It was crazy.
Don't play West Burlington.
I'll show you the video.
Show you the video.
But Waco 63-30 over Wapello. The Warriors outscored the Indians 19-5, 20-9, 11-5, and 13-11. So big opening win for them. First win, I should say. Clayton Miller, 15 points lead. Waco, Isaac Rich with 14, and Reese Oswald had 10 points and a team-high 9 boards. They were playing without Hunter Hughes in this one. I saw on Twitter that he was sick, so a nice little win without him there. Hillcrest Academy, 3-0-63, or they're 3-0, 63-28 over Rivermont Collegiate. The Ravens led by just 5 after the first quarter, 18-13, but went on to outscore the Lions 45-15 in the final 3 quarters there. Seth Hours, 16 points in the win, Owen Scott 10, and Rowan Miller 9. Mid-Prairie gets their first win of the season, 61-43 over Northeast. Always a nice little rivalry between those two teams. Golden Hawks outscored the Rebels 17-13, 22-13, 13-9, 9-8 on their way to the 18-point win. Bryce Henry, 21 points, 6 boards. Landon Sullivan, 12, and Dylan Henry ended with 10 points. And then the rest of all teams that fell, just run through them real quick. Central Lee, 71-42 over New London. Louisa Muscatine, 82-62 over Columbus. Really high-scoring game there. Knoxville, 89, Cardinal, 24. And then Notre Dame, 72-32 over Van Buren County. Lone Tree, 62-30 over Highland. So, those are the rest of those scores.
Now I'm reading off. Hunter did the small school girls roundup the other day. Let me tell you what, Hunter, you had some battles to type about. I was just reading through your story from yesterday. We had Columbus 64-58 over Lone Tree. Ariana Vergara with 21 points. Lily Quill 17 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists. If you had her in daily fantasy, that's a big day for you. She had the little fire bar next to her name. Highland and Hillcrest Academy played classic 45-42 Highland. Look at Hillcrest Academy, by the way. Highland's won 4 games in a row. Hillcrest almost beats them. It just shows how much the Hillcrest girls team is kind of rising the last couple of years. Sarah Burton, one of the best players that we cover, 26 points. Carol Longbot had 8. And then for Hillcrest Academy, Claire Withrow with 21 points. Malia Yoder with 13. Van Buren County 40, New London 32, another classic. These games are just right down to the stinking wire. And New London actually...
Not to stop you. Are you reading...
am I reading the wrong one?
What's the... Is it 05 or is it 30? On the
I'm reading the one from last week.
Yeah,
just kidding, everyone. The actual girls basketball. What the heck? Oh, never mind. We had a problem. Are you on it too?
I'm on the 05 though. This one.
All right, you take over. I need a second to recover from my mistake.
You're good. Hey, I made a mistake early on too. So girls basketball, Hillcrest Academy. You didn't mention them early on. Now 2-2. 50, I guess you could have read that because I don't think
I figured it out.
You could have read it either way because they haven't heard it. So, but.
That's true, but I figured it out. We updated the story that you did last week because of the weekly. So it wasn't actually my fault. It was somebody else's fault that messed with the website. So
it's all good.
Everybody makes mistakes, man. Everybody makes mistakes, but I didn't. Somebody else did. All right.
Can we get that reference? No one got that reference, but that's okay. Hillcrest Academy, 2-2 on the season. 57-31 over Morningstar Academy. The Ravens gave up just 8 points in the first half while scoring 40 themselves. So big half there for them. And then the Mustangs outscored the Ravens 31-17 in the second half, but the Hillcrest lead was great enough. Claire Withrow, 22 for the Ravens. Malia Yoder, 16, and Delaney Shaw, 12 points, 11 boards. Waco picks up its first win of the season, 63-46 over Wapello. The Warriors and Arrows were tied at 50. You guys are killing me over here. The Warriors were tied 15-15 after the first, and then 15-9. 15-9 second quarter gave the Warriors a 30-24 advantage after the half. Wapello did pull within 2, 40-38 after the third, but the Warriors ended strong with a 23-8 final quarter there. Emma Wagler, 19 points for Waco. Ella Housingay, 16, and Naomi Egley, 11. Mid-Prairie, 2-1, now 69-30 over Anamosa. The Gold Hawks led by 10 after 2 quarters, 28-18, finished strong, topping the Blue Raiders 41-12 in the second half. Brooklyn Schneider finished with 13 points. Jovi Evans and Nora Pennington each had 10. Pekin now 2-2 on the season, 51 over Winfield Mount Union, who's now 2-3, 51-40 in that one. Pekin and WMU were tied 10-10 after the first quarter, but the Panthers opened the game up in the second period after a 15-5 quarter there, and then they led 25-15 at the half. From then on out, it was a close one, but the Panthers just edged the Wolves 26-25 in the second half as a whole. Anna Hadley, we're going to be mentioning her name a lot, pretty much in every sport that she's in. Anna Hadley, pretty outstanding double-double, 25 points, 17 boards.
Wow.
Abby Yeasey and then Alex Parsons both had 10. For Winfield Mount Union, Madison Kellogg, 20 points, and then 7 from Sutton Shield, and then 5 from Kaylin Townsley. Columbus 44-22 over Louisa Muscatine. Columbus now 3-1 on the season. Wildcats led 31-10 at the half, and then 42-15 after 3. L&M would win the fourth 7-2, but it wouldn't be enough. Ariana Vergara, 20 points for Columbus. Lily Coyle, 17 and 11 boards. Franny Sosa with 4 points. Cardinal 46-31 over Moravia. Cardinal gets back above 500 with this win. They trailed after 9-6, but they went on to outscore the Mohawks 13-6, 11-8, and 16-8 in the next 3 quarters. And the rest of the games are losses. Notre Dame 55-32 over Van Buren County. Ivy Davidson with 10 points in that one. Sophia Durock 7 and Addison Bronze 5. Lone Tree 46-22 over Highland. So Highland suffers its first loss there. Sarah Burton, 11 points. Kylie Allen, 4, and Caitlin Thom, 3. Central Lee, 43-29 over New London. Miley Miller led the Tigers with a double-double, 15 points, 13 boards. Sophie Malott, 8 points. Morgan Jones, 2. Iowa Valley, 41-37 over Keota. Keota still searching for its first win, as well as New London is as well. And then Knoxville, 68-28 over Cardinal. Emma Becker, 10 points. Alexis Bissell with 9, Kaylin Hissam 6, and then Northeast 59-43 over Mid-Prairie. Jovi Evans and Brooklyn Schneider each with 10 in that one, and then Callie Huber followed with 9. So,
There we go.
That was a long one.
That was a long one. That's I was just looking up because just mentioning a couple of our girls basketball teams. I mentioned Hillcrest Academy. That has been rising. Highlands got 4 wins. They had only 10 last year. About a week and a half, they're almost halfway to their win total. Cardinal, big boost that Emma Becker's back and healthy for all their girls sports there. They only had 5 wins last year. They're already 2-1. So a couple teams already kind of showing that got some risers. I think that's why we're seeing a lot of close games because some of the teams who were at the bottom last year are now kind of more towards the top. So, we're going to come back and talk a little wrestling. But first, why don't you wrestle with these sponsors?
Yeah.
Family owned and operated by Andy and Sarah Ross, Ross Auto has been your vehicle repair and maintenance headquarters since 1935. We specialize in all makes of cars and light-duty trucks. With our variety of available services, let us help you keep rolling and your vehicle operating efficiently. Services include general auto repair, alignments, brakes, fuel injection, and more. Schedule your appointment today at 319-653-5656. That's 319-653-5656.
At 5 Star Community Credit Union, we want to help you lead a better life. We offer competitive rates and convenient appointment times for all kinds of loans: auto, recreational vehicles, home equity, line of credit, holiday, and personal loans. We make it easy to build your credit and enjoy the good things in life.
We invite you to join 5 Star Community Credit Union. We are community-minded and member-focused. Come visit our locations in West Burlington and Mount Pleasant or online at 5starcu.org. Federally insured through the NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
At Brown Shoe Fit, we pride ourselves on traditional sit and fit service that's been serving the Mount Pleasant area since 1952. At Brown's, we have shoes for the whole family. From kids to adults, we carry the finest footwear for every occasion. Whether you're looking for something for work, casual wear, or exercise, we've got you covered. And don't forget about our selection of safety toe footwear for both men and women. Come visit us 6 days a week and experience the best in traditional sit and fit service. Brown Shoe Fit, where quality and tradition meet.
Get ready to light up your holidays in Southeast Iowa like never before. The Mount Pleasant Festival Lights is back brighter than ever. Starting November 22nd and running every night through New Year's Eve, the Festival Lights is the ultimate drive-through holiday experience. But here's the real excitement. For 2 nights only on December 18th and 19th from 5:30 to 8 p.m., you can ditch your car and walk and run through the lights. With over 150 dazzling light displays, this is a perfect way to kick off your holiday season. For dates, times, directions, and ticket information, visit oldthreshers.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Southeast Iowa Union Sports Talk Live. Hey, how about some celebrity birthdays? Want to do some celebrity birthdays? We used to do that. And then Alex lied to us that one day.
Yeah,
guess what?
Bad.
The reason that Frankie Muniz was looking at me earlier. Celebrity birthday.
It's not. It's not his birthday. His birthday's Saturday. It was Saturday.
Now this says, what? His birthday's Saturday.
Wasn't it Saturday or is it today?
No, this says Frankie Muniz, December 5th.
Okay.
Yep, born December 5th.
About that. I don't lie about birthdays anymore. I learned.
Well, you just did. Oh, and by the way, rest in peace. I have some sad news about one of the birthdays today because one of our favorites, legend, someone we always grew up with, Walt Disney, unfortunately passed away in 1966. But it is his birthday today also. And then a bunch of YouTube stars that I don't care about. Yeah.
Hey.
Well, he'll be back. You know, they froze his body. That's what people say. They froze his body in the place where they freeze you after you die, and then you can come back later when medical. Maybe right before you die.
New rumor because he just died.
Yeah, 1966. Pretty sad. I'm still recovering, but yeah, look it up. They're gonna just unfreeze him one day. Cryogenically frozen. There are people cryogenically frozen right now, actually.
It's only 38,
including Walt Disney, allegedly. What were we talking about? Oh, we're gonna talk a little wrestling. And I want to say I went to so girls wrestling is really picking up lately.
Yep.
I went to girls wrestling. We didn't get full results on this at Columbus. I think it was the results got a little messed up, but they did it.
There was a lot of
oh my goodness
athletes there.
Yeah, check out some pictures we have online. They had what's called a girls wrestling scramble, which basically was kind of a round robin where they just they start at the lowest weight, which is 100. They wrestle, they go through each weight, and then the next time around they switch up who wrestles who. And so we got to see some of our best around on the girls' side, and then on the boys' side in Wapello, actually the boys and girls' side in Wapello on Saturday. Wapello held the 59th annual Willard Howell Invitational, which was also the second annual William Howard Invitational. What? Hilliard.
You're getting
I screwed up the story.
You're getting all flustered.
I'm getting all flustered by what's on our screen right now. Watching pro wrestling highlights from like 20 years ago. Very entertaining. 59th annual Willard Howell Invitational. By the way, for all you newspaper readers out there, apologize that I called it the 59th annual Hillard Howell Invitational. That guy doesn't exist, probably. That was only a typo. I knew it's Willard Howard. And the second annual girls one. So boys-wise, Sigourney Keota gets fourth. That was a pretty tough field. Sigourney Keota boys getting fourth was actually our best result of the day. Jake Moore, coming off a nice little football season, got second in the 165 weight class. Highland gets ninth on the boys' side, scoring 43 points, and Luke Guzman finished second. That was their only top three finisher. Mount Pleasant 11th overall as a team. Ramsey Davis was fifth. That was their best finisher there, one of their best returners coming back this year. And then on the girls' side, the Highland girls went 8th place. That was the best of the three teams we had there out of the Union coverage area. Angelina Rolling and Chloe Sexton both second at 110 and 190. Columbus went from Mount Union, got 9th with 60 points. Quinn Smith and Josie Nelson both got third. A couple of wins from Mount Union Wolves there. It's a nice little co-op they got with Columbus and with Mount Union Wrestling, but those are both Winfield kids, I do believe. And Waco's Riley Rice, who I saw absolutely dominate a couple girls in Columbus, ends up getting third at 110. This is a really tough. When you see names like Riley Rice and Josie Nelson have a couple girls ahead of them, you know it's a pretty tough field for the girls over there. And the only winner of the day for anybody, you want to guess who it was? I gave a little bit of a hint.
Sigourney Keota was there?
Yes.
Renee Utterbeck.
Yes, that's who. Wrestling with the girls this year. Of course, she chose to wrestle with the boys last year. We talked about that.
Rihanna?
Rihanna Utterbeck.
Yep. I was just making sure I was saying her first name right.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, she dominated. I think she had a 17-0 tech fall and a couple pins. So she has not lost since moving over back to Just Wrestling Girls. Got to be one of our favorites for state, you'd think, because she was in state last year for the boys.
Yep.
Actually placed 8th. So a pretty big.
Second girl ever, I think.
Second girl ever, I believe,
it was.
at the place. Mount Pleasant finished 21st on the girls' side. They just had a couple girls there. So that was on the mats in Wapello. You have a little bit of wrestling.
I haven't been to a wrestling meet yet this year, but
on Thursday.
Cool stories though. New London hosted its annual Jeremy Folk Classic. I had a trio of teams there: Mid Prairie, Waco, and New London. Obviously, a couple other teams featured. Including Cedar Rapids, I can't even speak. Cedar Rapids, Washington.
Dang it.
BGM Brooklyn, and then Lone Tree. Mid Prairie was the highest area finisher, placing second with 159 points. Waco third with 123.5, and then the host Tigers fourth with 110 points. Cedar Rapids. I keep messing up Cedar Rapids.
Yeah, you can't say
Cedar Rapids. Washington won the tournament with 177.5 points. Just run through the winners here real quick because we're running low on time here. Second place Golden Hawks had 2 winners on the day. Burke Berry was a winner at 285, and then Traven Riley was also a winner at 106. Let's see here. For Waco, John McLaughlin was a champion at 126, and Loudon Housing Gay took the title at 190. For New London, had 4 first place finishers on the day, most by any of our area teams. Mikey Raines, 165 champion. Corbin Jacobs Jewell, 144 champion. Gage Burden, 132. And Kane Forcine, 120. All picked up tournament wins there for them. And then today's story that we'll get in here. Fairfield was up at the West Delaware Bob Murphy varsity tournament. Really, really tough field of teams there. Cale McCabe was one of our best returners for the Trojans. Was the highest finisher for the Trojans, 113. At 113, he placed second. Then we had Julian Pumphrey at 6th, Aiden Westerkamp at 8th, and then Dane Burkhart also placed 6th, Dre Smithberg 8th, and then a trio of other kids wrestled as well. But we'll get to that. Check out the story, and we'll have all the information on everybody that participated in that one. So,
yes, and we'll also have a story on the Pekin girls wrestling meet, which came last night. And rival Cardinal comes into that one, wins the girls wrestling. Maybe spark up a nice little girls wrestling rival between Cardinal and Pekin. 2 first place finishers for Cardinal. Abigail Derflinger got first, as did Skylar Welch. So, 176 points. Man, I was surprised at how many girls wrestling Cardinal has this year.
Yeah.
But I'll read over the team scores real quick before we go here. Columbus WMU got 4th, 107 points. Highland 5th with 102. Pekin 6th at 85. Sierra Keota 10th with 32. And Fairfield 12th with 20. The girls wrestlers are just going like it seems like every other day they're in a tournament. So those are all the same teams we just talked about twice. So yeah, there we go. Frankie Mina is back. He's smiling. He's saying, hey, it's time for you guys to go.
Agent Cody Banks.
The legendary Agent Cody Banks.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? We're done with the show today.
That's
a
it.
sad time. Frankie Muniz he doesn't care. It's his birthday. He'll smile during sad times if he wants to.
What was the show he was on?
Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah,
great show.
Yeah, great show.
You're not the boss of me now, and you're not so big. Great show.
Yeah, fantastic.
Everyone go watch Malcolm in the Middle. We'll talk about it next week.
Yep. We'll see you when.
Watch the entire series.
When will we see him? After they watch that? Next week?
Next week.